Star Wars is getting obliterated on social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Everything they post is getting completely demolished. Their hypocrisy is getting called out on every turn, and I'm here to say, keep it up. I'm here to watch it because hopefully it will bring about change. I'm not black-pilled on it like some of you are, and I understand why you may feel that way. I still believe that there is hope. It's very little, but it's there. I hope that Kathleen Kennedy will one day, be sent out to pasture by Disney to go ruin something else. I hope that Star Wars fans will continue to band together and not pay to see garbage. We have had wins. Remember when they made Solo a Star Wars soyri? That was a film that nobody wanted. We all made fun of it. The only memory I have of that film is that apparently Lando likes to get it on with robots. That was the big takeaway. That was their big marketing push. Nobody cares. Nobody cared about that movie. And guess what? It lost money. In fact, it was so bad, it changed the entire course for Star Wars content in the future. They've retreated to putting this stuff out on Disney Plus. We can make change. By the way, if you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below. It's the only way you'll ever find my videos. YouTube does not put them in the search results, and I need your support. Hopefully I will earn it today. Star Wars fans obliterate Disney and Lucasfilm for endorsing Chinese slavery while condemning bad things against Asian American Pacific Islanders. This story via Bounding into Comics. The official Star Wars Facebook account recently posted an image condemning bad things that are happening to Asian American Pacific Islanders during the Lunar New Year or the Chinese New Year. Fans responded to the post by calling them out for the hypocrisy and the double standards, noting that they actively support the Chinese government that enslaves our fellow human beings. This, of course, a reference to the Uyghur Muslims, which are still being actively reprogrammed. Their women being sterilized. Nobody cares because of cheap stuff. We get mad about old tweets. Half our government is still obsessed with the last president, while Americans still need financial support. Where are those $2,000 checks you bought all those votes with? I digress. God, I hate using that as a dunk because I know so many people need it. But what did you expect? Sorry. Okay. The Facebook account posted, quote, "The celebration of the Lunar New Year has been marred by the continued bad behaviors against Asian American Pacific Islanders across the United States." I don't even know who that would qualify as. Anyway, we have spent the last week learning and listening to our friends, colleagues, and partners who are most affected. It continues. We stand with our AAPI family and want to amplify the voices of organizations that fight for civil rights and stand against mean stuff. Asian Americans advancing justice and stop AAPI hate. Who hates them and why? The post continues. Please join us in supporting the important work they're doing in stopping racism. Star Wars fans en masse, we're not having it. Every single comment I saw were taking the brand Lucasfilm and Disney to task for their cozy relationship with China, as evidenced by the shrinking of John Boyega's fin on a Chinese poster for The Force Awakens, and thanking the Communist Party of Xinjiang, where the Uyghur camps are held in their Mulan movie. Many comments called out Star Wars and their parent company, Disney, for their silence on the Chinese government's uses of Uyghurs as slave labor. The Australian Strategic Policy Institute estimates that more than 80,000 of them were transferred out of Xinjiang to work in factories across China between 2017 and 2019. Some of them sent directly from detention camps. They add the estimated figure is conservative and the actual figure is likely to be far higher. The things that they're doing to the women in those camps, just abhorrent. I'm not going to read that stuff. Terrible, terrible stuff. Here's a small example of comments that were taking Star Wars, Lucasfilm, and Disney to task. Tracy Glimmer wrote, "Seriously? It's one thing to call people out when they do it, but when you stand with a country doing exactly what you're condemning, the words become empty. It just goes to show that Disney values money over lives except for when it's convenient." Israel Ulysses Gonzalez wrote, "If you're gonna virtue signal, make sure your parent company isn't making movies in China." Christopher Andrew Ryman wrote, "Excuse me, but is this appropriate during Black History Month? Incredibly insensitive, Star Wars. This isn't how you pander. Do better." I mean, the comments go on and on. Quit pandering to communist China for box office sales while they commit the terrible things that they're doing. Rehire Gina Carano, fire Kathleen Kennedy. How about, cool, now do China putting people in camps? Or corporations using child labor in sweatshops. Oddly silent on that, aren't you? If Lucasfilm and Disney are fighting against these things, does it mean they're finally denouncing China and firing Kathleen Kennedy? Jerome Cadre wrote, "More fabricated division. Give Gina her job back. The bad behavior and censorship of anyone who pulls back the veil needs to end. Fire Kathleen Kennedy." You know, there's just, I mean, these comments are gold. Andrew wrote, "Disney, your virtue signaling means literally nothing to me so long as you remain such good buddies with China, all of the atrocities they are committing. Want to impress me? Make a stand on something that goes against your own bottom line. Otherwise, I'm just going to assume you're doing the bare minimum to curry favor with the public while not actually caring about any of the issues you claim to care about." They don't care about that. They obviously, now, are there people that use the situation in China as a political cudgel? Yes. But it's a pretty effective one when companies are virtue signaling. You know what I mean? Patrick Covington says, "Did Disney wave to the political and religious prisoners in China while filming their movies? How about the fact that they hired a Chinese shill who spreads Chinese propaganda, was probably placed there by the Chinese government directly, in my opinion. That's the kind of power they have. Didn't you remove Finn from the poster to appease the Chinese? I mean, it's just an absolute bloodbath. Lucasfilm has become the evil empire. Do your part to stop spreading hate and fire Kathleen Kennedy. Start making entertaining movies where everyone could enjoy them. Kennedy and her minions is the only one spreading hate and divisiveness. She has made certain Star Wars is not for everyone anymore. Your woke tyranny will crumble. Ironic what happens when you provide a real strong woman character. All fans, including you, white men, will love and defend her. You destroyed Gina out of hate." It's on and on and on. It's not just Cara Dune. You know, Cara Dune's, I mean, Gina Carano's firing was one thing where it was, you know, pretty obvious that this was politically motivated. But you keep stacking these obvious L's, whether it was shrinking the poster, whether it was, you know, thanking the Chinese government, whether it's all the censorship that we don't even know. You know, we don't even really know how much of your films you're changing before we ever even see them. You know, it's unbelievable. I wonder, actually. Let's see. Let me see if I can... Hold on a second. So here's the actual post as it exists on Facebook. You have 4.2 thousand comments, and it is a bloodbath. You have a few people liking it, about 3,000, but you have a lot of people posting questionable things. Do you remember when you thanked the Public Security Bureau in Turpin? We do. Do the lives of the Uyghurs matter to you? Watching comments drive the corporate shills into the dirt. You know, Chinese camps where other things, horrible things are commonplace. You're all happy to take in that Chinese money. Shut up, Disney. You've ruined Star Wars and don't deserve business. There's nobody. Dear Lord, are you serious, Disney? You completely sidelined an Asian American actress when she wasn't convenient any longer. This is about the Rose Tico character, I imagine. Not to mention, you filmed right next to the camps in China. There's not a single... They're just getting absolutely... It's a total bloodbath. What about this terrible things across America? Yeah, I haven't heard a thing. Didn't you remove Finn? Hilarious coming from the company. There's not a single positive comment in here. Quit pandering. It's an absolute bloodbath. And I just love to see it. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.